But let us not take ourselves too seriously. None of us has a monopoly of wisdom, and we must always be ready to listen and respect other points of view. This mastery of technology may blind us to the more fundamental needs of people. Electronics cannot create comradeship, computers cannot generate compassion, satellites cannot transmit tolerance. I know of no singular formula for success, but over the years I have observed that some attributes of leadership are universal and are often about finding ways of encouraging people to combine their efforts, their talents, their insights, their enthusiasm and their inspiration to work together. We all need to get the balance right between action and reflection. With so many distractions, it is easy to forget to pause and take stock. The world is not the most pleasant place. Eventually, your parents leave you, and nobody is going to go out of their way to protect you unconditionally. You need to learn to stand up for yourself and what you believe, and sometimes, pardon my language, kick some ass. I have sometimes thought that humanity seemed to have turned on itself, with wars, civil disturbances, and acts of brutal terrorism. This world is not always an easy or a safe place to live in, but it is the only place we have. We may hold different points of view, but it is in times of stress and difficulty that we most need to remember that we have much more in common than there is dividing us. Perhaps we make too much of what is wrong and too little of what is right. The trouble with gloom is that it feeds upon itself, and depression causes more depression. In times of doubt and anxiety, the attitudes people show in their daily lives, in their homes, and in their work are of supreme importance. The path, of course, is not always smooth, and may at times this year have felt quite bumpy, but small steps can make a world of difference. Grief is the price we pay for love. If you chuck away too many things, you end up discovering there was value in them. I am a dangerous person because I mind about things. All the time I feel I must justify my existence. Be neither too remote nor too familiar. The less people know about what is really going on, the easier it is to wield power and authority. I find myself born into this particular position. I am determined to make the most of it and to do whatever I can to help. And I hope I leave things behind a little bit better than I found them. There's a lot of times that both myself and my brother wish, obviously, that we were just completely normal. Conversations with my mother, father, my grandparents as I've grown up have obviously driven me towards wanting to try and make a difference as much as possible. The only way to see real progress is not by chance, it's by change. All I want to do is make my mother incredibly proud. That's all I've ever wanted to do. I'm very sorry if I've offended anybody. I'd like to put it in the past now. What's done is done. I regret it. You've got to give something back. You can't just sit there. As I learned from growing up, you don't mess with your grandmother. All these questions about do you want to be king? It's not a question of wanting to be, it's something I was born into, and it's my duty. Wanting is not the right word, but those stories about me not wanting to be king are all wrong. I think it's very important that you make your own decisions about what you are. Therefore, you are responsible for your actions, so you don't blame other people. I'm always open for people saying I'm wrong, because most of the time I am. The fish only knows that it lives in the water after it is already on the riverbank. Without our awareness of another world out there, it would never occur to us to change. The thing is with me, I look on the brighter side of everything. There's no point being pessimistic or being worried about too many things, because frankly, life's too short. I don't go by the rule book. I lead from the heart, not the head. Everyone needs to be valued. Everyone has the potential to give something back. The worst illness of our time is that so many people have to suffer from never being loved. The greatest problem in the world today is intolerance. Everyone is so intolerant of each other. I remember saying to my husband, Why have you got this lady around? And he said, well, I refuse to be the Prince of Wales who never had a mistress. I'd like to be queen of people's hearts. Only do what your heart tells you.